Hey everyone, there's been quite a few exciting announcements during RSA this week. Patrick, one of them is that Akamai announced our intention to acquire Neosec. So what makes you really excited about this particular acquisition?
Yeah, I think just the attack surface for APIs is such a challenge for organizations across really every vertical, organizations of different sizes. So we're really excited about being able to kind of round out the things we can do to help organizations protect their APIs.
Well, I mean, we talk a lot about application security. So what makes API, that attack surface, different?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. So I would say one thing is, just as you decompose applications from sort of a monolithic application into more discrete APIs that you're extending to your customers, your partners, in many cases, you're exposing business logic more directly. So rather than coming into the web application and then, a back-end call, now we're extending these calls directly out, thereby, exposing more risk if there's an error that takes place. And I think also that just the pace with which APIs are published creates risk for the organization. If security tries to keep up with the developers, there's the risk that maybe an API gets published without the knowledge of the security team. So there's sort of a visibility gap that exists. And then just the opportunity for kind of subtle imperfections in an application to lead to really, really significant data breach is a risk.
So I guess how should organizations then think about what is their strategy to reduce that risk of an API attack?
Yeah, absolutely. So certainly, API security is a subset of application security. So I guess on sort of a risk-adjusted basis, if you have APIs that are published, it's not going to be long, before a bot comes by and you're going to have many, many requests from a bot per second. So the typical manage your bots, manage DDoS, manage people probing for a vulnerability. Probably want to take care of that first in your maturity. Second step is, try to see if you can orchestrate auth to all land on sort of an API gateway. So you have a common point where that's occurring. And then really we see that next step in the maturity is understanding comprehensive view of your APIs, get visibility and observability of all your APIs, regardless of sort of how they're taking place in your organization. And then from there, start to understand more attacks that are targeting business logic abuse or other things that are maybe a little bit more difficult to detect. So that would sort of be the 1, 2, 3 there. Take care of the things that are just constantly knocking at your door, and then mature up into sort of having a concise strategy for auth, and then really start to look more comprehensively at understanding your process for APIs being published and getting visibility to the security team for all of those APIs, regardless of their nature.
Okay, well, great. Well, to learn more about Akamai's app and API security solution portfolio, you can visit akamai.com.